The entire Big Ten weekend in 10 minutes. What you missed and what you need to know right now on Locked On Big Ten.
You are Locked On Big Ten, your daily podcast on the Big Ten Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Sheeman. 40 years as a sports talk show host and play-by-play announcer. I want to thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube as well. Hey, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single episode. Share, follow, and like Locked On Big Ten as well. So here's our rapid recap of the entire Big Ten weekend. Plus, we'll tell you what we're going to do this weekend with our doubleheader live podcast. I'll tell you that later. But right now, let's start off with number one, Ohio State. They beat Ohio 37-9. This game was 13-3 at the half, 13-9 in the third, and then Ohio State started getting going. They scored on the next four drives. Julian Sayin 3 touchdown passes, but he had 2 picks. Ryan Day was not happy about that. Jeremiah Smith, career high 9 catches, 153 yards, scored on a 47-yard catch and on a 17-yard reverse as well. Carnell Tate with a touchdown too. 572 yards of offense. Bye this week at Washington next week. Number 2, Penn State, 52-6 over Villanova. Drew Aller, 209 yards and a touchdown. Nick Singleton, 2 touchdowns. Katron Allen, a touchdown. They came with they gave up 1 score. Otherwise, they had their first back-to-back shutout since 1996. Jameer Joseph and Elliott Washington both had interceptions in that game. They got a bye. They're getting ready for the whiteout against Oregon. They're practicing at night now to get used to the new lights because they tore down the half of the stadium. So they're checking that out. Number 4, Oregon, sleepwalking for a half. Look, that was a 9 a.m. game as far as their body clocks were concerned. They were on Big Noon on Fox out at the Northwestern. They did pull it out, had a nice third quarter, I thought, 34-14. They put it together. The team combined to rush for 176 yards. Bryce Betcher with a key interception. Also, Jerry Mixon with an interception there. Again, they're probably looking ahead a little bit. I know they got Oregon State, but they got Penn State coming up. Illinois, 38-0 over Western Michigan. Illinois ranked 9th. I think they just moved up to 8th. They were only leading 10-0 at the half, and we're about to get scored on. Defense had a nice stand there. Kept them out of the end zone. They were the 1-yard line. And Brett Bielema went nuts in the locker room. He was very upset with his team. They went on to win 38-0 there. They have a huge game at Indiana on Saturday. It's one of the 2 games we're going to go live after. I'll explain what I'm talking about there. Michigan, a 63-3 win over Central Michigan. Finally, with the right opponent, the right amount of experience. Bryce Underwood playing in his 3rd game. They took the training wheels off a little bit, let him throw downfield a little more, let him run a little bit. So he threw for a touchdown, but he ran for 2 more, rushed for 114 yards. That's what I would like to see. Now, I know their quarterback room is thin behind him. If he ever gets hurt, they got to be careful. You know, they want to ease the freshman in on one hand. On the other hand, if he gets hurt, if you're aggressive, you might be in trouble. Sherrone Moore, of course, was suspended for this game. He'll be suspended for the Nebraska game. Biff Poggi stepping in as the interim head coach. I don't have a lot good to say about Wisconsin going down to Alabama. Alabama won 38-14. This is capping off a home and home that Wisconsin's glad they're going to be done with. These 2 games combined, Alabama won 80-24. Danny O'Neal and for Billy Edwards Jr., the quarterback, threw 2 interceptions in this game. There was one bright highlight. Jaden Ballard, a 41-yard touchdown reception. Badgers gave up 382 yards passing on this game. But then again, Ty Simpson is a very accurate passer for Alabama, so he was a problem. Nebraska had Houston Christian on their schedule. Houston Christian was glad to do it. Hey, you need us to fill your schedule. Boom, give us $500,000. They did. They're cool. Nebraska wins 59-7. Went with the all-red uniforms. You know, they're going to do the all-black uniforms. I think it's November 1st against USC. Well, they went with the all reds for the first time since 1986. They scored on their first 8 full possessions. They had a fumble return for a touchdown, first time since 2020. There was even TJ Lateef, and he got in the game, had a 62-yard touchdown pass to Cortez Mills Jr. Dane Key, the Kentucky transfer, had 4 catches, 104 yards. So Dylan Raiola, 222 and 2 touchdowns in that game. And again, big game against Michigan coming up this weekend. Maryland 44-17 over Towson. Towson is Mike Loxley's alma mater. He throws him a bone. He schedules them. Maryland now 3-0. This is a team that only won 4 games all last year. Malik Washington is the other freshman quarterback in the Big Ten, not named Bryce Underwood. You need to pay attention to. He threw a touchdown and ran for another. Kid hasn't been sacked yet in 3 games. Octavian Smith Jr. had 4 grabs, 103 yards. And also, you may not know this, Maryland has won its last 18 non-conference games. I know it always seems like they're 3-0 and 4-0, and then the rest of the season either happens or doesn't. But that's the longest such streak in all of FBS football. Oh, and a shout out to Lakai Rowland, who had a 100-yard pick six for a touchdown for the Terps. Rutgers, have you noticed how many points they've been scoring lately? Well, they scored 60 again here this week at 60-10 over Norfolk State. 139 points in 3 games for Rutgers. Ethan Kaliak-Manis, 309 yards and a touchdown. Dino Kaliak-Manis scored a touchdown. And just a whole bunch of players getting in on this. Ian Strong did not play, though. We can find out more about that here today. Michigan State is 3-0. They beat Youngstown State 41-24. Aiden Childs, nice line for him. 22 of 29, 270 yards, a touchdown, ran for 76 yards. Jonathan Smith is the first Spartans coach to start his first 2 seasons at Michigan State with back-to-back 3-0 starts. Here's one to keep an eye on, though. Nick Marsh in the first half, 6 catches, 94 yards. And then we saw him with the knee wrapped with ice. And we didn't see him after halftime at all. Find out more about that today, what's going on. It was a rough game. They lost a couple offensive linemen, lost the running back, Frazier, all had to leave with an injury. We'll get more details today as well. Amorion Smith had an interception as well. USC went to Purdue. USC has not won in the Eastern time zone since 2012. I mean, think about last year. They lost at Minnesota's Central. They lost at Michigan. They lost at Maryland last year. But they won after a 3-hour and 5-minute weather delay. Any advantage that Purdue had of USC playing too early in the day, that went by the wayside. They played at their normal time. Defense had 5 sacks, and Bishop Fitzgerald had 2 interceptions. But Jamal Jarrett, the big 360-pound defensive tackle, picked one off, 70 yards, rumbling and stumbling down for the touchdown. Pretty cool play. Iowa beat UMass 47-7. Kirk Ferentz win 206. He's now the all-time winningest coach of the Big Ten. He passed Woody Hayes with that mark. So congratulations to him. Mark Gronowski had 2 touchdowns throwing. It ran for another. Iowa had 5 sacks and 11 tackles for loss in this game. And then Cal, Minnesota went out west and had all sorts of trouble. Cal won this game 27-14. Remember, Minnesota was out running back Darius Taylor, and Lemeki Brockington 8 grabs for 106 yards. And then let's not forget Friday. Did you see the Indiana Hoosiers? 73-0 over Indiana State. The number was 46.5. Yeah, they covered. Here's my fun stat of the week. The Mendoza brothers. Fernando Mendoza transferred in from Cal to play quarterback, threw 5 touchdowns, ran for another, no picks. His brother, Alberto, was already there as a backup quarterback now. He came in and threw 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. So combined, the Mendoza brothers, 8 touchdowns in this game, 7 through the air. And that overshadows Omar Cooper Jr., who had 10 catches, 207 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the day. Indiana 5 sacks, 16 tackles for loss. Indiana State only had 38 yards passing and 39 yards rushing. And then there was UCLA Friday night, the late game against New Mexico. New Mexico won 35-10. UCLA has not led this year. The Bruins gave up 298 yards on the ground. They looked disorganized with play calling and penalties at the end of the half, came away with no points on their drive. And Deshaun Foster was fired after the game. He's been there, it was 3 games, so it's 15 games. He was 5-10. There was a stretch last year where he won 4 out of 6. Thought maybe you're turning it around, but no go. Tim Skipper is the interim head coach the rest of the way. There, how about that? Got them all in. 10 minutes, we're good to go. Now, if you're new to us, first of all, if you're here every day, thank you for being an everydayer. If you're new, hit that free subscribe button because we are here every day. And we have an audio version on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts as well, in addition to the YouTube video version, so you never miss a single episode. All right. And we also ask you to, in addition to subscribing, if you could share, follow, and like, because that helps us out as well. All right. I'm going to announce our Saturday plan. We're going to do something different that we haven't done before ever here on Locked On Big Ten. All that is coming up in just 1 minute right here on Locked On Big Ten. The Game Cap. You heard of them? You should. You know, if you think back about all your days when you went back to the games as a student, or maybe you still go, you have your favorite old school hat. Yeah. Well, you can go back in time and wear that hat again. You go to The Game. That's right. These aren't just hats. They're the same vintage styles that fans wore back in the 80s and 90s. And guess what? They still go for the same price that they did back then when you use my special code Locked On to get your vintage hat for $16.99. I cover the Big Ten, but I am an Indiana grad. So they sent me these. I got home and away, white and red. Look at that stitching, the old classic logo that you can't find anywhere else. Beautiful. Love these things. So check it out. Here's how you can do it. Go to thegamecaps.com. Thegamecaps.com. Grab your team's classic bar or retro cycle design and use the code Locked On for an exclusive discount because legends wear the game. Need a boost of energy? You need 5-hour energy. I mean, caffeine just got a flavor upgrade here. 5-hour energy shots deliver tasty caffeine in 17 bold flavors. Each 2-ounce shot packs the caffeine of a premium 12-ounce cup of coffee. Plus, it has B vitamins and nutrients, 0 sugar, 0 crashes. I love how portable they are. You can throw them in your golf bag. You can throw them in your work bag or your lunch box. Have them there at work, ready to go. They don't take up any space, but they got just big energy with the caffeine shot and the great taste, big taste. So enough of this boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5-hour energy shots. Get the flavor, your favorite flavors, or be bold. Try something new. In store, online, www.5hourenergy.com. By the way, that's the number 5, 5hourenergy.com, or at Amazon today with 5-hour energy. You like the excitement of games? They're even more exciting if you got a little something on them with FanDuel, right? Get to FanDuel today with the NFL season here. Be ready for it. Get your picks in, point spreads, point totals, parlays, player props, futures, all right there on an app that's so easy to use and quick paybacks as well. And right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com and get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Thanks for checking us out here at Locked On Big Ten. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're here every day covering all 18 teams, audio or video, whatever you prefer. And we have news, we have analysis of that news, and we have opinion of that news. We don't shy away from opinion. But on Saturdays, we go live. And that allows me to get your immediate reaction on our live real-time comment section. Plus, you get my unfiltered opinion right after a game. We do that. We've always done that. We're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to go live twice. Basically, I couldn't pick which game to do it after. So, first we got the Michigan-Nebraska game at 3:30. When that's over, around 6:30, 7 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to go live for a half-hour podcast. Then we're going to shut down, and then we're going to go watch the Illinois-Indiana game, a top 25 matchup with playoff implications. That's the live NBC game. When that's over at 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific, we're going to come on live again and do another podcast. You can be part of that as too. So mark your calendar. All day Saturday with us, you, me, together. We'll talk about Big Ten football here on Locked On Big Ten. Many ways for you to interact with us. Don't forget, we have Twitter or X at Talk Big Ten, our website, talkbig10.com. Be sure to subscribe. Hit that free subscribe button. That way you'll never miss a single episode. And if you could share, follow, and like, that would be great. I know if you're a Big Ten fan, you know other Big Ten people. Hit that little share arrow and send this video their way. And in another big moment for Locked On, college football fans, Locked On and Fire TV present College Football Kickoff, your ultimate college football weekly preview. Drake Toll of Locked On Big 12 leads the conversation along with two-time AP Coach of the Year Gary Patterson and former college star Jesse Holley. and our Locked On experts as well. The college football preview only that Locked On can do. So catch college football kickoff every Thursday throughout the season only on Fire TV. That'll do it for us. We got it all in rapid fire. Everything you needed to know this weekend in the Big Ten. I enjoyed our visit. I never take it for granted. I'll see you again tomorrow. For Locked On Big Ten, I'm Craig Sheeman.